Hellscape Paradise.
Our story begins, as most good stories do, in Hell. There, two armies stood at the precipice of an all-out war.
Hold your ground! We will not give up this valuable land, which has made our leaders incredibly wealthy. We will fight to our very last breath in our dreadfully mortal bodies. Through our efforts, we will bring glory and fortune to the land we hail from.
Dude. Yes? I believe we're about to charge.
Look at the guy's horns.
Many demons have horns, my dear.
No, look, the one with the... You'll know when you see them.
By the nine, are those real?
Real? How could they be?
I've seen some strange-looking imps before. I once saw one with horns all the way down to
They
his...
don't work like that. You humanborns really don't know anything about imps, do you? I mean, when we first met, you asked me if I...
Hey, quiet. We're about to charge.
Screw off.
And the battle we fight today will decide the future of many humans for the rest of their short lifespans. Charge!
I'm hurt!
Time out! Everyone hold on.
Ug's arm fell off! Mean person, cut it!
Hey, we said flesh wounds only. If you can't follow that, we're gonna have to switch to rubber swords.
He was coming right at me.
Really hurts.
It doesn't hurt, Og. We have a pain-dampening field.
Oh, hurts less now you mention it.
Come on, big guy. We'll get you a healer.
Well, this wasn't the earliest that one of our reenactments has ended. Perhaps we should find something else to do?
Huh? Oh, sure. Hey, so is human war really like this?
Practically identical. I couldn't find a single difference.
You're being sarcastic. I can tell that you're being sarcastic. I mean, do humans really fight over really silly things like that? Over land and money?
For the most part.
Do they know what happens when they die?
They have some of it right, but they're essentially clueless. Actually, a lot of wars are fought over what happens when they die. I suppose there's something poetic about that.
That's awful.
Indeed. The ones who do believe in hell think that it's a place of eternal suffering and torment.
What? Why would they think that?
I imagine it has something to do with the small but vocal minority of masochist demons who inflict pain on themselves for days on end.
Well, that's fair. I'm pretty sure most of those people are faking anyway, and just using pain dampeners. But they should see the food here, and their recreation, and...
Alright, fellas. We're gonna start up again. Let's take it back before I said, hold your ground.
Okay, yeah, let's get out of here. We can fight in a war another day, right?
Let's hope not.
And so, the two demon friends departed, one an imp forged in the flames of hell, and the other born of earth. The armies continued to imagine a fantastical war that they believed they would never see. However, a war was more likely than any believed.
You may enter.
My lord, I've made a revolutionary breakthrough. With my technology, I was able to...
Oh, please. My lord was my father. Call me Lucy.
Lucy?
I'm going for something approachable. I mean, I want demons to feel like they can go out with me and have drinks, you know? And they can. Just last week, I was going to...
My lord! Lucy, you must listen. I have finally discovered the secret to interdimensional travel, whispered to me from the mouths of the prophets themselves. With this technology, we could penetrate the barrier between our world and the Earth and shoot forth a load of soldiers into the human realm!
Gross. Are you proposing an invasion?
Of course. After all, it is only a matter of time before humans discover the same technology. And once that happens, you know that they will not hesitate to attack us first.
Demons can't be killed, Dothrall. If humans do make it here, what would they do to us?
We cannot die here, my Lucy. If they were to bring us into their realm, they could execute us there for good. If we could strike now, well, we have the element of surprise.
We don't need a preemptive strike. We can defend ourselves. Our technology is easily superior to theirs.
Yet they build theirs for war. We do not. Besides, Many that we kill will be sent to our realm anyway. Is that not the way of things?
No, Dothrall, that isn't the way of things. We aren't meant to interfere with the lives of humans. I want you to stop your research at once, or I'll stop it for you.
You are a fool! What will happen when we need to defend ourselves? Will you continue to be passive then?
I assure you that our realm would fight till its last breath against an invasion. But currently, there is no such invasion, and we will continue to act that way until proven otherwise. Damn, you're really getting to me, aren't you? I sound just like my dad. See yourself out, Dothrall. I hope we won't need to have this conversation again, but if we do, can we do it over drinks?
The researcher and leader would not, in fact, have a conversation over drinks, but the two friends, having abandoned the role-playing masses, moved to a bar to enjoy the rest of their night.
What can I get you two ladies?
Not a lady. And could I get a crimson twist shaken on the rocks, a splash of elk's broth, and with a slice of bark fruit?
Oh, I'm sorry, we're all out of elk broth. Is Hymex alright?
No. Could I get a water instead?
A glass of water for me as well, thank you. Rhea, what's been bothering you?
Me? Bothered? What?
Well, you barely spoke at all on the way here. And when I asked you why you were barely speaking, you said, and I quote, "Sorry, I'm just really bothered by something. I'll tell you about it at the bar."
Huh. I did say that, didn't I? Well, it's about the human stuff we were talking about earlier.
Please don't tell me you've become obsessed with humans.
No. Well, not obsessed, at least. I'm curious. And I realized something.
And what is that?
That I barely know anything about you.
You must be joking. You emerged from the flames at practically the same time I did. We've known each other ever since.
Yes, I know that, but when I emerged, I was a new soul. You used to be a human, and I feel like we never really talked about that.
Most humanborn don't like to talk about their pasts. I believe there's some sort of mechanism that discourages us from thinking about our lives as humans.
Isn't that kind of messed up?
I don't believe so. Having been a human is a distant memory. Now I rarely feel the need to look back. Sometimes I reminisce, but I've moved on.
But you had a whole life. You were a person, you had friends, and you must have had a family, all that. What was it like? What was Earth like? What caused you to come here?
You must be the most curious imp in the entire ring. I didn't have many friends, and I wasn't especially close to my family. But Earth?
Yes?
It's hard to explain. It was not the beautiful place you imagine it to have been, but full of tragedy and sorrows. Many people were ignorant or hateful, and I often found myself struck with despair. I'm simply content here. On Earth, everything was emotional and disorganized and oftentimes violent. Love was more passionate and hatred was more focused. Everything felt more vivid, and yet everything was hazy.
Oh, wow. It sounds incredible.
Maybe I didn't represent it accurately enough.
I wish we could see it. The humans, the love, the hate, the disorganized organization of it all.
Well, do you know of a man named Dothrall?
Can't say I've heard of him.
He's a researcher of the human realm. I've heard rumors of his work, and I know that he has influence with Lucy herself. Yet he's quite secretive about his discoveries.
And?
His laboratory is 4 blocks from here.
Oh, come on. You're not really suggesting. I mean, you.
We may have a look. If we can't determine how to enter without making our presence known, we'll simply leave.
Yes. Yes. Let's go.
Rhea, we haven't even been served our drinks yet.
The service here is awful. We'll get drinks later.
This is the building. Do you still remember the anti-detection spell?
Of course. But how are we going to open up that door?
A lock only keeps out honest thieves, my dear.
You got it. I wonder what's in there. Maybe human relics, or pictures of real humans, or maybe he's got a human in a cage that we can see.
I'm sorry. It seems he has nothing like that. It's mostly lab equipment.
Bummer.
You didn't really believe he would have a human in a cage, did you? Besides, I used to be a human. You can simply ask me anything you would ask them.
Yeah, but you never want to answer my questions. Hey, what's that thing?
I don't know. It doesn't look like any human technology.
There's some sort of controls here. Do you think we should try it?
I would advise against touching any strange objects you find.
You're no fun.
I brought us here, didn't I?
Yeah, but there's not even a human in a cage here. I'm gonna try it.
Don't?
Ceres.
Rhea, what did you...
The pair had disappeared without a trace. Unbeknownst to them, they had been transported. At the same time, in another realm, a lonely park ranger was going about her day.
Hey! That fire pit is not to regulation! Put that out right now!
Actually, she's not important right now. No need to interrupt the story when it was getting interesting, right? I mean, sure, it might be better to get a brief introduction to her now, but won't that completely kill the pacing? Look, I'll just tell you about her. Her name is Lee, she's a ranger for a campsite, and she often gets frustrated with people. What? No, I don't care about show, don't tell. I'm the narrator. My entire job is to tell and not show. Let's get back to it, all right? The two friends find themselves mysteriously transported to a new world.
I feel awful. What did that thing do?
Oh no.
Ceres? Where are we? What are these things?
This is not good. Not at all. We must return home. If we stay here,
Ceres, where are we?
This is Earth. You wanted to see it, didn't you? Well, look, you made a mistake and now we're here, and we're probably gonna die here.
Die?
Yes, die. Not fade, not willingly. We don't have the protection of our own realm here, but we're not humans either, so if we die, that's it. You've never even had to consider that, have you?
I'm sorry.
That's very helpful right now. We need to...
Hello? Is someone there?
Oh no. Do you remember that transformation spell? We need disguises.
Yeah, I don't know what we need to look like.
Grab my hands. I know how we need to look.
Whoa. Is this really what I'd look like as a human?
Quiet. Let me do the talking.
Oh, hello. I'm sorry. Have you two reserved a campsite? I don't remember you checking in.
Terribly sorry about this. We're lost, actually.
Lost? There isn't much out here. If you aren't staying around here, you must be staying really far away.
We're very lost.
You're dressed interestingly.
Yes, I suppose we look rather eccentric to you.
Look, I think I know what's going on here. We can't have you in the campsite, but the park is state property,
We need help.
Rhea!
To tell the truth, we're visitors from a place far from here. We don't really have anything of our own. Anything you could do for us would be really appreciated.
I could work something out. We had a cabin rented out that canceled last minute. It's only available for the next week, but you two would be free to stay there for that time.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We greatly appreciate this.
I'm keeping an eye on you two, though. A lot of visitors around here tend to wreck the place. Oh, wait! I haven't even introduced myself. I'm Julianne, but you can call me Lee. I'm a park ranger around here, obviously.
Pleased to meet you, Lee. My name is Ceres.
Ceres. And you, sir?
Not a sir. I'm Rhea.
The park ranger. Look, I'm just going to call her Lee. Lee brought Ceres and Rhea to the cabin and showed them around. That's way more concise, isn't it? And see, this is showing the passage of time and skipping an unimportant scene, meaning that a narrator is entirely warranted here.
Well, that persuasion charm you cast certainly did the trick, didn't it?
Persuasion charm?
I assume that's how you were able to convince that human to shelter us for the week.
I didn't use a persuasion charm. I just asked.
If that's the case, then why did she agree?
I think she was just being nice.
Humans don't tend to act charitably, my dear. I have a bad feeling about this.
Ceres, you're forgetting something important here. That was the first time I ever talked to a human. She was so soft looking. We're so soft now. Like, what is this?
Focus. We must determine how we're going to escape from here.
Escape? What do you think we're gonna do?
We need to get home, of course.
Ceres, I don't even know if we can get home.
We are not staying here.
Not forever, no. But there's no way that we'll be able to get back. We don't even really know how we got here. The best we can hope for is that someone from our world will come to rescue us.
Fine. We shall wait for someone to rescue us. I expect it should not take long, and then we will leave immediately.
Right. But it might take a while, and if that's the case, we'll need to find somewhere else to stay.
Food will also be a greater concern than usual. We can no longer draw power from our realm, so we are weak here, and possibly mortal.
How do you know that we'll die for good if we die here?
Truth be told, I'm unsure. It's been a matter of debate for centuries. I'm not exactly willing to experiment, so we must assume that any death is permanent. What do you find humorous about that?
So we're in the same situation that humans are then. It's so exciting.
There absolutely must be something wrong with you.
Come on, Ceres. We're here. I finally get to experience all the things that you've never told me about.
There's a reason I didn't talk about my time here.
But I've read all about this place. I want to see human cities and the ocean and the Queen.
The Queen?
She's a famous musician here, right?
Something like that, yes.
And what are those things around us anyway? The big brown things.
Trees?
Those are earth trees? They're so straight. You're smiling. I can see that you're smiling.
I can show you around this realm. Perhaps we will enjoy our time here. Although we might need to find jobs, depending on how long we stay. We cannot depend on Lee's generosity for very long.
Oh, right. She invited us over for food tonight.
It's just as well, because I'm starting to feel the effects of hunger.
Oh, is that what this is? I thought that was just the impending mortality.
Quiet, dear. Tonight will be important for us to discover how we will manage in this world.
That night would prove important indeed, but I'm sure you've figured out that we'll see that in a bit. For now, it's time to check in on another plot thread. You didn't forget about Dothrall, did you? That weird guy who wants to invade Earth?
What is this? My lab has been disturbed. Is anyone there? The earthly teletransmuter. It was used by 2 individuals. Fools! The laboratory was broken into and tampered with, and they're stuck in the earthly realm at this very moment. Lucy could have my head for this if she were to discover it. But perhaps I can twist this into an advantage. Lucy need not know the truth. If she were to believe that these demons were captured by Earth dwellers, we would have reason to invade. I simply wait until news gets out of 2 missing people, and then bring this story to Lucy. With all luck, she'll start to agree with me in my plan to bring the humans here. Humanity. Children, really. Living out pitifully short lives before their fate is decided. They inflict suffering on each other. They inflict suffering on themselves. But they will be no more. We will show humans the true path and transform them into their inevitability.
Glad you 2 could make it. We've got hot dogs.
She says we, but it seems like it's just her.
Are you expecting more guests, Lee?
I usually tell all the campers that they're welcome to join me for cookouts. From what I've seen, a lot of them go to restaurants in town instead.
Well, we're very grateful for your hospitality here. Most people would not be willing to shelter us in the way that you have.
It's no problem, really. Like I said, that cabin is open for the next week. So where are you 2 from?
Oh, we're from a place far from here. You might not have heard of it.
Oh, come on. You don't need to keep secrets from me. What's it called?
New Zealand?
Huh. You don't exactly sound like you're from New Zealand.
The accent comes and goes.
Mostly it goes.
How about you, Lee? Do you like working here at the campground?
It can be hard sometimes. I love being out here, don't get me wrong, but most people don't want to appreciate nature.
I think it's very beautiful out here. It's not like anything I've ever seen before.
Do they not have the woods in New Zealand?
Not where we're from, no. Rhea here is a bit sheltered.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Lee, we're not exactly sure how long we're going to stay. Ceres here tells me that we'll need jobs if we end up being here for a while. Do you think you could help us with that?
Jobs, huh. Well, I could take you two into town tomorrow, and we could ask around. Not many people hiring these days, though.
That would be amazing. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to work a real job. I never thought I would.
Do they not have jobs in New Zealand either?
Most of us do.
Why are you here, Lee?
Pardon?
Working at this campsite? It seems like you don't enjoy it.
Oh, I do enjoy it, but I guess it's not the most fulfilling work. Lots of people pass through and trash the place, or they're loud and rude, and it seems like it never stops.
People really do stuff like that?
Yup. You never know who it's gonna be, too.
Then why did you help us?
Because you asked. I would have felt bad if I said no.
I really do see why you like it out here, though. The smell of the air, and the noises, and the brown trees and all. It seems really incredible. Don't you agree, Ceres?
It is acceptable. I do believe we should be leaving, though. We will want to be well rested if we are going to go into town tomorrow.
Come on, you can stay a bit longer for s'mores.
S'mores? What's that?
Oh, Lord. You're telling me they've never even had s'mores? Come over here, let me show you.
We'll stay for another 15 minutes.
The pair would not stay for another 15 minutes, nor 30 minutes, nor even an hour. 3 hours later, they found themselves still seated at a dying fire.
Hey, Lee. What do you think happens when you die?
When we die? I don't know. Why do you ask?
I'm just curious.
I guess I try not to worry about it. I'd rather enjoy the time I have here. Besides, things aren't looking too good for me. If there is an afterlife, I know for a fact I'm going to hell.
What's so bad about that?
What?
I think it's time for us to go. Thank you very much, Lee, for the food and everything else.
Oh, all right. Take care, you two.
Please, let's make s'mores some other time. They were so good.
We will.
Well, you two certainly got along well.
She's so nice. I can't believe you used to live here. Everything here is so open.
Well, I didn't used to live here, and not everything here is like this. You'll see.
I think it's just great here. And jobs? Who would have thought? I mean, look at us.
You know that most people hate working, right?
You're just mad that I'm excited about it.
Go to sleep, my dear. You'll think differently once you get used to it here.
Lucy! Lucy! I've made a terrible discovery.
Ah, if it isn't the one obsessed with humans. What can I do for you?
Surely by now you've heard of the 2 individuals missing from the city.
We don't often have cases like that, but yeah, I've heard. I assume they'll turn up within the next few days, but we've been circulating the news in case.
I happen to know exactly what happened to them. They have been captured by humans and brought to the humans' own realm. Surely they are suffering excruciating torture at this very moment, if not worse.
You can't be serious. How do you know? Is this related to your work?
I'm afraid it's possible, Lucy. My laboratory may have acted as a beacon through the interdimensional plane. Regardless, we must send a force to retrieve them. This is practically an act of war!
That would be convenient, wouldn't it?
Do you not believe me?
Of course not, Dothrall. I've seen your tricks before, but something to this level? Where are these demons, really?
You accuse me of hiding them?
I don't know what you've done, Dothrall, but I intend to find out. Guard! Take him into custody,
Wait!
right?
I can prove it!
Show me.
I've developed technology that allows me to see into the earthly realm. This has been a secret until now, but of course, I must share this with you. Here, I have a recording of the 2 young demons sleeping in a human structure. Some sort of prison, no doubt.
By the 9? They're so cute. Are they together?
I really couldn't say anything about the nature of their...
If that imp is single, I want to know.
Yes, of course.
This is certainly evidence of their presence on Earth, and I suppose that means I need you to get them back.
Of course. I have the means to bring any of your troops in. I suggest we bring in as many as are available.
No, we will send in a rescue party to get them out. Nothing more.
As you wish.
I don't trust that one, guard.
Of course not, Lucy.
I know he's keeping information from me, but for now, we'll go along with his game. When those 2 adorable demons are back where they belong, then we'll discover his true intentions.
I'll keep him on my sights.
I couldn't help but notice that I didn't have a part in the script the last time there was a scene change. Do you think the story is self-sufficient now or something? I'm going to explain this part anyway. We're back on Earth now, and the 2 demons have been brought to a temporary work agency.
What do you mean, no documentation?
You see, we hail from a far-off land where...
I don't need a sob story, hun. I need papers. Until you can get me those, there's nothing I can do for you.
Thank you very much.
What happened?
We can't get jobs.
We don't have the necessary paperwork. I should have seen this coming, considering we arrived here with essentially nothing.
I was hoping I wouldn't have to do this, but I could arrange for you 2 to work with us. You could stay in the ranger cabin with me and get paid under the table.
Really? Why didn't you just say so? Of course we will.
All right, I'll talk to the guys and see if...
Rhea, may we talk in private?
Huh? Oh, sure.
We cannot accept that offer.
What? Why?
Lee has only known us for 1 day. It doesn't make sense for her to trust us like this. Something is wrong.
I see. You don't want to admit that you were wrong about this place. That you wasted the time that you had here. You're getting another opportunity to live on Earth, Ceres. Why not accept it?
I never wanted to come back here, Rhea. I never asked for that opportunity. And you haven't seen the truth about this place.
So what do you think we should do?
I've survived on my own here before. I'm not afraid to do it again.
She wants to help us. I'm going to take her up on it.
Rhea!
You can come with me or you can go on your own. I don't care which.
Rhea? Is Ceres coming with us too?
No, she's not. Let's get out of here.
Lucy, you must check the receiver at once.
What is this about, guard? Oh, are they finally playing reruns of By the 9? Dothrall?
People of Hell, hear me. Your ruler, Lucy, is lying to you. The 2 young demons who went missing last week have disappeared from our realm entirely. They have been captured by humans and brought to the earthly realm. Lucy has not released this information and has no plans to attack the humans for this injustice. We will go to Earth and show the humans what happens when you attack Hell!
Unbelievable. And he gave this speech in the square?
Yes, the people seem to believe what he was saying. Should we move to block the transmission?
I'm not running a dictatorship. Besides, doing so would only validate his message. We'll simply have to give a statement and hope the people don't believe his hatred.
We're doomed.
Perhaps. I will not let this land be brought to war, especially not one as foolishly destructive as a war with Earth. At the same time, compromising our ideals would only prove that we are as weak as Dothrall.
How do you plan on solving this, Lucy?
We must retrieve the lost demons as soon as possible. I had teams working with Dothrall to gather intel before we sent anyone in, but I'm afraid there's no time for caution. We must send someone in now, without Dothrall knowing about it.
Who would you send?
I need to send someone who I trust entirely, and who I know has not bought into Dothrall's lies. Someone who has served at my side for years, and who I have the utmost faith in. There's no other option. I'll send you, my most loyal guard.
Me?
Of course.
I am honored, Lucy. I will not fail you.
Okay, wait a minute. That scene didn't make any sense without context. Are we supposed to just believe that this guard has been a faithful servant for years? That was barely established. See, we need someone to fill us in the little details like that.
It's 5. Time for work.
Now? Sure. Just give me a second.
This is your job now, Rhea. That's a commitment.
Right. Okay. I'll get up. This isn't so bad. Yeah. No, this is fine.
Go take a shower, quickly. We'll do rounds the second you're ready.
Rounds?
You know, we need to check up on all the sites. At this time of day, a lot of people will still be asleep. Works better for us. We can see if the campsites are getting trashed.
Sure. I'm a little bit worried that I might have a lot to learn here.
Oh, you do. You've got tons to learn. But you will. We've got a long day ahead of us. Tomorrow will be a little bit easier, though. And the next day will be easier than that. And then eventually it won't seem hard at all. It's 5. Time for work.
Wait, seriously? I feel like I just fell asleep. Give me a second. We did a lot of work yesterday, and getting up is hard.
Is it easier than yesterday?
A little bit.
Tomorrow it'll be a little bit easier than that. Hey, Rhea? Wake up, please.
What? Oh, is it 5 already?
No, but something happened and I don't want to go out by myself. It's 1 a.m. We're taking the truck.
Sure. Let's go. You're shaking.
I'm fine. Some of the visitors in the west campsite, they were either drunk or just being real idiots. They had a deer out here. One of them, at least, had the decency to let me know. The rest of them wouldn't have said anything.
So we're going to save the deer?
We'll see. Oh God, I see it. It must have tried to run into the woods, but...
There's so much blood. What can we do?
Listen, in the back of the truck we have a rifle. Go grab it.
Wait, you're going to kill it? Lee,
It's in pain. It's not going to make it. This is the only thing we can do to help.
Here, take it.
Go wait in the truck.
I'm not a child.
Rhea, you don't want to see this. You look sick.
How can you be so casual? It's
over now. We fixed the problem, and for what it's worth, I'm glad I wasn't by myself.
Those campers.
We'll make sure they don't come back.
But how can they do that? How could they be that irresponsible and not even care?
One of them cared enough to let us know, at least. We can't expect everyone to be good, Rhea. As long as some people are.
I like to think that I have higher expectations of people than that.
Here's my advice. Give everyone a chance. No more than that. And don't be surprised when they throw it away.
Meanwhile, in a nearby motel.
Hello, are you looking for a room tonight?
Yes, it's just me.
Great, we've got just the room available. Now for payment.
You don't need any payment from me.
Yes we do. It'll be...
You don't need any payment from me.
Miss, why are you waving your hand around like that? If you can't pay, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Yes, that's fine. I should have spent more time working on spells. Rhea was always better at this than I was.
Hey, I saw that. Pick up that trash right now. But keep it out of your tent if you don't want bears. These guys are the worst. Are they raised in a barn or something?
You've only been here a week and you're starting to sound like me.
It just doesn't make sense. Last night, I went to greet the new campers, and they told me to pick a gender. Like, who does that? I saw kids shoving their friend around the other day. And you're right about the lack of regard for fire safety. Everything is so flammable here.
I'm sorry, but you have to be patient. People aren't perfect, and they need us to remind them of the rules.
It's just that it's also frustrating. Where I'm from, people are much more mellow. There isn't as much drama.
I guess I try to avoid drama, too. Believe me, you can find a lot more drama elsewhere.
And you've been nothing but kind to me here. Why do you have so much faith in me? I mean, I just showed up here one day with nothing to show.
I see that you care about the world. The way you look at everything, it's like you're seeing it for the first time. I want to keep that spirit alive, my dear. What is it?
It's just... Ceres would call me that, my dear.
Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly happened between you two? I didn't really want to ask, but...
No, it's okay. She's gonna come back eventually, but she'll probably want me to leave here.
Do you want to leave here?
I mean, no. I've realized that it can be frustrating, but I love this place. I love the trees and the smell and the birds that make songs. It's much better than where I come from.
And where do you come from? Where do you really come from?
You see right through me, Julianne.
Well, it was kind of obvious that you've been hiding something. And for whatever reason, I think you have a good reason to hide it.
The truth is, Ceres and I... we're not from this world. We come from somewhere beyond this.
Is it bad that I believe you?
Maybe.
The two of you are angels, aren't you? My grandmother told me stories about how angels would occasionally visit us from heaven. She said that they would come to us if we needed them.
You're close. We're demons.
You're... what?
We're demons. The two of us come from hell. Well, I come from hell. Ceres was from Earth originally, but...
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What?
What kind of joke is that?
I'm not joking. Seriously, we're demons and...
Are you insane? Do you think that I'm insane?
Julianne, please. I trust you. That's why I'm telling you this.
Get the fuck out. I don't know if you're delusional or just sick and twisted, but get out.
Okay. I'll see you around, Lee.
I knew you would return eventually.
That's funny. I thought it would be you who came crawling back.
What happened to the girl?
She kicked me out. I told her too much.
Do you have anything to say to me?
Are you expecting me to say that you were right?
It wouldn't be remiss, my dear.
I'm not sure about Lee. But I do have something to tell you.
Yes?
I love you. I'm incredibly upset with you, and I want to punch you in the face right now, but I love you. I wish I had told you that more, and I wish we had stuck together, because all I ever wanted to do was to see everything with you. And I wish I could understand what happened to you here, and why you hate it so much, and why you can't trust anyone.
I should have been more honest with you, Rhea. There's something that I should have told you a while ago. I wasn't taken from this world. I left it voluntarily.
Voluntarily?
Indeed. I felt that the world had wronged me. I couldn't find the care that I needed, and I blamed myself because I thought that no one could possibly love me. And so I left. Almost immediately, I met you, and you cared about me in ways that no one on Earth ever had, and I knew that my place wasn't here, but in our world. I love you too, Rhea.
Ceres, I'm so sorry.
That was a long time ago, and I've come to terms with it. How do you feel about this world?
It's beautiful, but no one here seems to really appreciate it.
Most people take their world for granted. Have you seen anything beyond these woods and the town?
Is the rest of it not like this?
Oh my. We'll find a place to stay for the night, Rhea. We may need to trick some hotel workers into providing us lodging.
No need. I've got money.
Oh. Very well then. From now on, we'll have to make an effort to show you the rest of this world. I think you'll enjoy what you see.
Really? You're fine with doing that for me?
Of course. You were correct, my dear. This world is beautiful, and I desperately want to share that with you. Say, have you ever heard of a mall?
Mall? No.
Tomorrow is going to be a very exciting day for both of us, then. Come on.
Wait, what's a mall? Tell me.
You're lucky that I came here, Dothrall.
Lucky? Me? Perhaps your definition of luck is different from mine.
End this. I won't ask again.
Oh, you attempt to frighten me, and yet you have nothing to threaten me with. You've given up any power to silence me, and you know that if you did, the masses would rise against you.
What do you want? How do you benefit from starting a war?
I could certainly tell you, but I don't believe it would make any difference.
Try me.
Humanity took everything from me. When I lived amongst them, when I played their games and lived in their society, I felt nothing but untold suffering. They are inherently unstable, and they exist only to become something greater. I wish only to end that suffering. Is that not noble?
I'm sure your followers wouldn't agree with that.
Are you so sure? Why don't you ask them? Ah, my children.
Lord Dothrall,
Lord Dothrall.
we're here to formally request that we be allowed to—
Must enter human world. Save friends. Punish humans.
Now, please, you must understand. We're going to rescue the 2 lost demons, but we are not about to start a war.
The humans have started a war already. We must show that we are not to be reckoned with. Otherwise, they will take more of us.
This is not one of your stupid reenactments.
You understand now, of course. There is no stopping the invasion.
You radicalized them. I didn't even think it was possible to radicalize demons.
Your people only needed someone who would lead them with strength. Your father did, but you have become weak and allowed these people to fester with boredom. And we have no need for a weak leader.
Okay, wait. We've gone a really long time without any narration, and at this point, it's just getting confusing. I mean, what if someone is tuning into the story halfway through? They're not going to know any of the context. So, basically, we were in Hell, there were these 2 demons. They went to Earth, they split up, they reunited, but there's a war on the verge of breaking out. And there's a park ranger who kicked one of the demons out. That was a decent summary, right? So I think what's going to happen now is that a god is...
Excuse me, ma'am. I must ask whether you have seen 2 individuals. This is the last location we can track them to. Their names are Ceres and Rhea. They are...
Who are you? Another freak like them?
Excuse me?
Go to hell. Wait, actually, I'm not sure if that's
I do believe you have seen them then.
Could you tell me what's going on here? For real? At this point, I don't know whether to believe they're demons, insane, or trying to scam me, or all 3.
I'm afraid I cannot tell you anything about that.
I think I know where they would have gone. I'll tell you if you tell me.
As I said, I cannot simply...
Listen! If you tell me something completely unbelievable, it won't matter. Nobody would believe me anyway. So how about you just tell me the truth?
I will do so for the good of my world. There are demons, yes. We come from Hell, but they have become trapped here for reasons unknown to me. If I do not return them, it is likely that an interdimensional war between your world and mine will ensue.
So they were telling the truth. Wait, interdimensional war?
Yes.
So are you guys... evil?
Humans would find our temperament quite calm, actually. Hell sustains us in a way that Earth does not. Our people generally act for the common good, and our leader has given up most of her power. Without looming mortality, we have moved beyond petty human struggles.
So why is there about to be a war?
we are not perfect. Some humanborn struggle to adjust, and there is one who is demanding this war and manipulating our kind to ensure it. He must be stopped for the good of both worlds.
You've got a convincing argument.
Where do you think they went?
I told Rhea about a hotel a little ways into town. Considering they're new here, I imagine they'll head there. Come on, I'll show ya.
And so, believe it or not, they are all considered dogs, despite the fact that the Great Dane can grow to be 200 pounds, and yet the Chihuahua
Ceres,
is a
look.
mere... It's Lee. And she's with...
You two, are you alright? How did you get here? You must return with me immediately.
We came here by accident. Who are you?
one of Lucy's guards. I recognize him.
Wait, you know Lucy?
We've met. Believe it or not, you don't know everything about me. Though, that's hardly important right now.
Lee.
I know. I brought him to you guys, so now you can all go home and stop an interdimensional war, right?
Interdimensional what?
You can't possibly be serious.
Unfortunately, we are. Dothrall has used your disappearances to rile up the citizens for an invasion. I'll explain more as we travel. We must return to the forest if we are to go back to Hell.
About that, how exactly are we going to travel through dimensions? There was a machine that brought us here.
A rift has been opened in the forest guarded by Lee, an interdimensional shatter point as Dothrall would refer to it. I have the device to traverse it. We can finally end this madness.
Huh?
That was thunder, but there's no storm.
This is a storm, all right. That can only be our armies arriving. We must hurry.
Earth, how long since I stepped foot here?
My lord, 2,000 troops are through the portal as we speak.
Good. I suppose you're excited to get your first taste of a real human war?
Oh, beyond excited, sir. I'm ecstatic.
Perfect! Everything will be in place then. Do you believe it too early for a speech?
It's never too early for a speech, sir.
Demons! We have arrived at our chosen battleground. Humanity has provoked us, taken two innocents of our kind to torture and imprison them. We have evolved beyond them. Many of you hail from Earth, and yet few would claim any allegiance to this place.
Oh, no one hurt people!
Do not worry, my brutish friend. Many of those we slay will simply join our cause. Humans were born to die, destined to join our world after their lives are ended. Weep not for those meeting their fate. Weep instead for those who were stolen from our world. For poor... What were their, names again?
Ceres and Rhea.
It's, miracle! Tell us, young ones, what have the humans done to you here? We must go forth, and...
Come here, Lee. This is Lee. She's a human, and she did nothing but treat us with respect and kindness.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say...
This is the true nature of humanity. Perhaps the human-born among you have forgotten that. But there is no war to be had here.
Clearly, there's been a misunderstanding. They're fine. Everything is well here. Let us return home and celebrate.
Is that really it?
That's really it.
Wait,
Rhea?
you're all going to walk away? As if nothing even happened? This charlatan almost led us into war with the human world, and you're all going to pretend that nothing is wrong? This place, Earth, it's everything I ever dreamed of. But staying here, I learned that it isn't perfect. Lee isn't perfect. None of the humans are. And I almost believed that demons were any better. You believe that just because disaster was averted, you have nothing to worry about? Look at yourselves. You were all about to go to war over nothing. Is this the kind of society that you want to live in? Yes, hell has been peaceful for thousands of years, but let me ask you, was that by our choice? Or was there just no one for us to hurt?
They're leaving.
Rhea, My dear, do not worry about them.
Why wouldn't I? You saw how bad things were, and just like that, everyone is ready to move on and pretend nothing happened. I'm worried that now that we can travel between the two worlds, they'll come up with any excuse for war.
What are you going to do about it?
I don't know. But something needs to change. You know Lucy, right? Maybe we can get back and we can...
Take a breath. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. The rest of demon society is headed home. But there's no reason that we have to.
What? I mean, wait. Can we stay?
Well, Lucy was adamant that we should not permit visitors here. But given the, circumstances for you two, I'd imagine she'd allow you to stay for just a bit longer.
I never imagined you'd be the one trying to stay here.
You convinced me.
I'll stay 1 week, but no more than that, got it?
I understand. Come on now.
I must return to my duties, but take this. It will allow you to return to Hell whenever you like.
I guess I should be going too. I hope you guys don't have to, wipe my mind or something.
Don't be ridiculous. Besides, you just help us save the world. Let's go get dinner or something. Ceres was telling me about this amazing food called a burrito. They have a soft outer skin, and they stuff a bunch of filling into it, and then they fold it up and...
Rhea, please.
Fine, yes. And I suppose you two are gonna need a place to stay around here, right?
That would be appreciated.
Great. I'll run up ahead and see if any of the ranger cars are nearby.
What do you think happened to them?
To Rhea? They learned a lot here. I've never seen them as serious as talking to that crowd.
What do you think is gonna happen? Should I be worried?
Things have changed, certainly. Demons, for the most part, are content in our own realm. But like they said, we've never had the chance to venture out before.
I'm sorry I kicked Rhea out. It's still a lot to take in, but they're one of the good ones.
Worry not, my dear. You're only human.
Is that a bad thing?
Of course not. I'm only human as well.
The end. See, you wouldn't have known that it was the end if it wasn't for me telling you right now, right? Maybe next time I can be...
You.
Dothrall, always a pleasure.
Why did you return here? You certainly didn't seem the sentimental type.
It was an accident. Well, it was an accident at first. I've stayed because Rhea convinced me.
And where are they?
They're back in Hell, campaigning.
A politician now?
You radicalized them, too. Something about how Hell has no accountability. And considering the fact that you're currently free on Earth, I'm willing to believe them.
I managed to slip through Lucy's grasp by fleeing here. I suppose it is my punishment.
Punishment? Of course, you despise this place.
You once did as well, when you were on my staff, and you believed in our cause.
That was a long time ago. I've moved past that. I suggest you do too.
But why? Why did you forgive them for everything they did to us?
Because they showed me kindness. Hey, let me introduce you to someone.
Is this an invitation?
Don't get any ideas, but my friend Lee is having a cookout tonight. I'd love for you to come.
You are most peculiar, Ceres of Earth.
Although, if I were you, I'd keep your disguise. I've started giving second chances, but Lee will only give one, and she might be upset finding out who you are.
Noted. Farewell, Ceres.
Farewell, Dothrall. Hellscape Paradise was written by Hamel. Included in the cast are Lindsey as Ceres, Itzel Gutierrez as Rhea, Hazel Dellario as Lee, Carlos Joaquin Molinari Hipogrosso as Dothrall, Og as himself, Rebecca Soler as Lucy, Max Rueda as the guard, Gray as the narrator, Jayden as the demon leader, Flynn as the demon soldier, Jose Luchsinger as the hotel worker, Sam Wiegand as the temp agency worker, Jasper as the server. Graphic design by Timothy Flanagan. A special thanks to WRPI Troy.